You know what I think would be a perfect match? Like to happen soon, Robert Helenius versus Deontay Wilder. I mean, right now, Deontay Wilder's coming off two back-to-back losses, right? And right now, Robert Helenius is coming off two back-to-back wins that really resurrected his career against Adam Konecki, right? Deontay Wilder and Robert Helenius both fight on PBC. I mean, I don't know if Robert Helenius is signed with PBC, but he's fought twice in PBC. Actually, he's fought more than twice because he fought Gerard Washington. He's fought like 3 times in a row on PBC. So I'm guessing he like he's signed a contract that he's fighting with PBC now with Premium Boxing, but or even if he doesn't, he's obviously comfortable fighting with the PBC network. So it wouldn't be an issue having Robert Helenius versus Deontay Wilder, right? I think this is the perfect matchup for these two to have right now because it would be beneficial for both of them. First of all, Deontay Wilder has come off of 2 back-to-back losses, right? So he wants to rebounce, right? Robert Helenius is on a high right now. He's on an all-time high with his 2 back-to-back wins against Adam Konecki. So right now, if you beat Robert Helenius, you're going to get credit, right? I would give Deontay Wilder credit for beating Robert Helenius because I know that right now Robert Helenius is a legit contender. He's been looking good in his last 2 fights. So I would give Deontay Wilder credit if he would fight and defeat Robert Helenius. And the same thing goes for Robert Helenius. Deontay Wilder is the former WBC champion, right? Although he's coming off 2 losses, it's against one guy, Tyson Fury, who is, in my opinion, one of the best heavyweights, if not the best heavyweight, definitely one of the best heavyweights of this current generation. So there's not really no shame in losing to him. And he's still the former WBC champion. So imagine if Robert Helenius were to beat Deontay Wilder. That would look really good for his career. So this is like a win-win situation for both of these guys because both of these guys would get credit. If Wilder won against Robert Helenius, he'll get credit. If Robert Helenius won against Deontay Wilder, he would get credit. And I don't think that this would be a difficult fight to make because, like I said, Robert Helenius has been fighting on PBC for the past several years now. And we already know Deontay Wilder fights on the PBC. I just feel like that is, for some reason, I feel like that is the perfect fight to make for Deontay Wilder's comeback. You know what I'm saying? Him versus Robert Helenius. I mean, who else is he going to fight? Right now, Tyson Fury, they're talking about him versus Dillian White. Obviously, Anthony Joshua is out the table. He's going to fight Usyk. I mean, who else is out there that you would want to see him face? You know what I'm saying? Maybe Andy Ruiz. But, I just feel like that's the perfect type of match for Deontay Wilder. And even for Robert Helenius. I mean, what do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of those two fighting? And what do you guys think would be the outcome of that fight if they were to fight? Robert Helenius has been knocked out in the past. He got knocked out against the guy that Deontay Wilder knocked out several years ago. I forgot his name, but, he was like that dude who was like nonstop pressure dude. He's been knocked out in the past, but Robert Helenius is been fighting on his back foot lately, right? He kind of changed his style. He upped his game. In the past, back in the day, Robert Helenius was a very flat-footed guy. He was kind of like a very flat-footed, slow, plodding type of heavyweight. That was the type of fighter he used to be, and he was also in worse shape. He was out of shape back then. He was, heavier. Now that he's lighter and he changed his style, he's more of a boxer now. He uses his height more, So I feel like he's an improved fighter. I think he's a better fighter now at 37 than he was when he was 27. Because when he was like 27, he was more of a plodding, slow type of heavyweight that had no head movement. So now he's a better fighter. Against Deontay Wilder, he would have to box. Like I feel like he would have to use his legs against Deontay Wilder. Not stand and trade against him. I think that would be an interesting matchup, you know. And keep in mind, he's also a big puncher himself, like Deontay Wilder. But what do you guys would think would happen if that fight were to happen? I just think it's the perfect fight for both of these to have at this stage in their careers.